Relationships thrive on connection. They also need space for individual growth. This is where boundaries come in. Boundaries are like invisible lines we draw. They help us define where we end and others begin. Everyone needs boundaries, no matter the relationship. Think about your daily life. You might have boundaries at work about deadlines or communication styles. You likely have boundaries with friends about borrowing money or sharing personal information. In the same way, romantic relationships, family ties, and friendships all benefit from clear boundaries. Without boundaries, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, taken advantage of, or resentful. Boundaries are not about building walls or shutting people out. They are about creating healthy and respectful interactions. They help us protect our well-being while nurturing strong connections with others. Today's video will take us through how we can set healthy boundaries and have a fulfilling life. And don't forget to share our video and subscribe to our channel so we can continue to provide weekly videos for your benefit. Thank you for tuning in. Imagine a fence around your property. It marks your space and protects what's inside. Boundaries are similar. They are guidelines, rules, or limits we set. They let others know what we are comfortable with and what we are not. Boundaries are essential for self-respect and healthy relationships. They show others how we expect to be treated. They also help us take responsibility for our own emotions and actions. When we don't have clear boundaries, we risk feeling overwhelmed, resentful, or taken advantage of. Having clear boundaries allows us to show up authentically in our relationships. We can give and receive love without compromising our well-being. Boundaries empower us to say yes to the things that align with our values and no to the things that don't. There are several types of boundaries, each serving a unique purpose in our lives. Understanding these different types helps us establish well-rounded protection for ourselves. Physical boundaries relate to our personal space, bodies, and privacy. This includes physical touch, sexual boundaries, and even personal space within our homes. Emotional boundaries protect our feelings, thoughts, and energy. They involve respecting our own and others' feelings, setting limits on negativity or criticism, and not taking responsibility for other people's emotions. Mental boundaries safeguard our thoughts, opinions, and beliefs. They help us avoid getting caught up in other people's dramas or negativity. They also allow us to form our own opinions without feeling pressured to conform. Each type of boundary is important for our overall well-being. It's crucial to identify which areas need stronger boundaries in our lives. Setting boundaries is not selfish, it's an act of self-care. When we establish clear boundaries, we create a safe space for ourselves to thrive. Boundaries protect our mental and emotional health. They help us avoid burnout, resentment, and stress that can come from overgiving or neglecting our own needs. By setting limits on what we will and will not tolerate, we reduce the chances of experiencing emotional overwhelm or feeling taken advantage of. Furthermore, boundaries can significantly improve communication in relationships. When we clearly communicate our needs and limits, we reduce misunderstandings and assumptions. This openness fosters a sense of mutual respect and understanding. It also helps prevent conflicts that arise from unmet expectations. Ultimately, boundaries contribute to a stronger sense of self-identity. They allow us to define our values, needs, and limits. This clarity empowers us to make choices that align with our authentic selves and build fulfilling relationships based on respect and understanding. Communicating your boundaries can feel uncomfortable at first, but it's crucial for healthy relationships. Here are some tips for clear and respectful communication. Use I statements. Instead of blaming or accusing, focus on your own feelings and needs. For example, say I feel disrespected when. Be assertive but respectful. Stand your ground while being mindful of the other person's feelings. You can be firm without being aggressive. Be specific. Don't expect others to guess your boundaries. Clearly state what you are comfortable with and what you are not. For instance, instead of saying I need more space, say, I need some time alone on Tuesday evenings to recharge. Be consistent. Enforce your boundaries consistently. If you give in every time someone pushes back, they will learn to disregard your limits. Remember, setting boundaries is an ongoing process. It's okay to adjust them as your needs and relationships evolve. The key is to communicate openly and honestly with the people in your life. Boundaries are not about building walls or pushing people away. They are about creating healthy, respectful, and fulfilling relationships. By understanding the different types of boundaries and practicing clear communication, we can foster stronger connections with ourselves and others. Setting boundaries is an ongoing process of self-discovery and growth. It requires self-reflection, honesty, and a willingness to communicate our needs. By prioritizing boundaries, we invest in our well-being and create a foundation for healthy, loving, and respectful relationships. Remember, it's never too late to start setting boundaries. By taking small steps each day, we can create positive changes in our lives and relationships.